everybody, it is Romania Black, and we're already at the season finale of Arcane, episode 9. I'm really sad. My brother's here eating popcorn. We both got like our drinks and everything. I'm really sad that this season's ending, and we don't know when season's 2 coming out, right?
No idea yet.
No idea yet. But there is going to be a season 2, so it's going to be a season 2, so I am excited about that. We just don't know when or how soon. So, but that is really sad. I feel like we have a lot of stuff to get through in one episode. And obviously my brother's not spoiling me because I've held him at knife point to get him to not spoil me. So I'm like, I don't know how we're wrapping this all up in one episode. Because we have Caitlyn is with Jinx, which looks like it's going to be a problem. Vi and Jace are dealing with down in the Undercity, but then they've got to deal with the whole thing of trying to get the gemstone back. You have Silco, you have the one doctor, you have whatever's going on with Victor, and Skye just got kapoofed. You've got all these other different factors, and you got Mel, which I really am glad we got Mel's backstory. I like her character a lot more now, but we've got all these different factors, and I just feel like it's not going to wrap up in this episode. And you got Heimerdinger with Echo. I don't know how they're going to wrap it up in 30 to 40 minutes. Maybe it's a cliffhanger. I don't know. But I'm pretty excited. I can't believe we're already to the end of the series. For season 1, anyway. So, anyway, but here we are. So, The Monster You Created is the name of this episode, which that could apply to lots of people. It could apply to lots of characters in this show. So, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm pretty excited, so I hope y'all are too. But I hope you enjoy this reaction, but we are going to start Arcane episode 9, and we're going to start that here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's find out. No!
That's where it ends.
You're joking!
Nope.
Oh my god, no! No!
Yep.
No!
Uh-huh.
No!
Yep. Ends with a pentakill and ace.
Shut up! I don't know what that means.
In League of Legends, when you get 5 kills in a row within a few seconds of each other, you get a pentakill. It goes, you killed an enemy, double kill, triple kill, quadra kill, and then pentakill, and if you killed the whole team, ace.
It's not funny. Oh my! I can't believe that's where it ends. I can't believe that's where it ends. Oh!
And that's her ultimate in the game. She fires a big-ass rocket.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my god!
So the whole time she was making a weapon,
was making her ultimate weapon in the game. Oh my god.
Which comes out of her rocket launcher, fish bones.
Fish bones. That's what it looked like. It wasn't a shark, it was fish bones. Well, they have to make a season 2 now! They have to!
Yeah.
When we started this series, you were like, oh, well, there's all these worlds that can expand into different things, like a season 2. I was like, okay, cool. This season, we'll just have 9 episodes in a self-contained world, and we'll just end it.
I said they could break off and do other series based around.
It all makes sense now. I was like, oh, we'll just end it all and just have a self-contained series, and that'll be it, and then we'll move on to a new world. No! Oh my god! And so the crazy thing is they all voted for peace to give Zon their independent country, and Jinx just mucked it up.
Well, they couldn't because, one, the person they made the deal with is now dead.
Right, but they
and he was never going to give them Jinx.
So he says, yes. And but they voted on it and everything, and she mucked it all up.
That's what she does. She's Jinx.
She stayed in character this entire series. Oh my god. Wow, I really did not think that was where this episode, I didn't think it was going in a lot of places, and it just, what the hell? So we're watching back through this, and I'm glad Jace came around. It's just like a little... He had to get a taste of it. He had to get a taste of what the situation was and what it was going to be like. The most unbelievable thing in this entire series is this woman, Rennie, let her kid work in this scummy shimmer factory. She's supposed to be like one of the upper elite, and her kid's like putting shimmer in barrels. Really? Did your kid, like, was he a brat and this was his summer job?
That's more like she wanted him to be part of the business, learn from the ground up.
I guess that's the only thing I can think of, because when she was like, this is my son, I'm like, you're one of the upper echelons of the Undercity, and your kid's working in a dingy shimmer factory. I'm like, okay, unless she has like more kids or something, and that's just where he ended up at. But I'm really glad Jace and Vi did not end up fighting, and Jace's whole character kind of comes full circle in this. Like, he just is realizing, like, wow, that really wasn't worth. Honestly, they have to do a season 2 now, because Victor, we didn't get any closure with Victor and the Hex Core with that. We didn't get any closure with that. They say they're going to destroy it, but he didn't get to that part.
Well, he wanted to, but he can't. You saw that it was starting to move away from him when he was trying to do that, and it was causing him pain.
Yeah, like it's connected to him.
Yeah.
But so if he asks Jace to destroy it, won't it kill him?
He's already dying.
I guess, but you would think that maybe the Hex Core could save him, but it's kind of like a symbiote thing where it's going to be connected to him if that's the case. And he's afraid that it's going to cause more harm than good.
I'll bring this back up when we get to the end.
Okay, when we get to the end, we'll bring it back up. So right now we're Silco. I thought Savika was going to try to kill him. When she had the blade out, I thought she was going to stab it through the back of the chair. I really thought she was going to kill him in that scene. But then he started talking about the whole loyalty thing, and I'm like, oh, okay, she's going to double-cross the Finn guy.
Well, you also have to understand that these guys... They're all corrupt. They all want to stab each other in the back for power.
Right. And it looked at the end like Savika was going to take over his spot because she was in his office, like looking at the empty chair.
And here's the thing with those guys. They're not like Silco. Silco, he came from the time where they were all pushed down and had like nothing.
Oh, yeah. No, he laid the foundation work, him and Vander. And these guys are just like reaping the benefits of it. Yeah,
they have no idea how to push it forward.
Right, they're just they basically are just going with the status quo because it benefits them, but they're not progressive in any way with it.
Savika, she's been with him. She's seen how the progress works, and she said, she's not going to work for worms like them.
Yeah,
Now, if somebody came along who was more progressive, probably more aggressive with that approach than Silco, then yeah.
Which, we don't have to worry about that now. Now she can just take over because he's going to be gone.
That's another point that's going to end bad for him. She's, at best, a right hand and a thug.
Yeah.
She's not a leader.
Right. God, the question is, would she... But I don't see anybody working with Jinx. I see Jinx as a total loner. Like, she doesn't get along with any... Like, I can't see her and Savika at all working, because Savika wanted her out of the picture.
Well, that's Jinx's whole thing. She's a problem for Piltover and Zoan.
Oh, yeah. I see her being like a lone agent of chaos. She had such Joker vibes.
She's a Harley Quinn character without a Joker there to rail her around.
Oh, that's a good comparison. Yeah, she's like if Harley Quinn went kind of insane and didn't have
any of the morals.
Yeah, I mean, Jinx's character is so complicated, but she really is just a little bit off the deep end at this point. And I don't think she wants to deal with anybody. I think she wants to just be her. She can't trust anybody. God, I felt for Victor. I really did. Like, I kept thinking in this season that I thought that maybe that Hex Core thing, because he's wearing the glove now. He wears the glove over the hand. I kept thinking that maybe it would like take him over and like he'd become this super powered thing. Okay, but I don't want you to spoil me because
I'm bringing it back up later.
Okay, because they're making a season 2, so I'm assuming that if they're doing season 2, they're going to touch back on Victor. I feel like his character, we've laid the groundwork with it in the Hex Core, and he's put something out there for Jace. Jace isn't going to die. Like, Mel may die at the start of this next season because she got hit head on. She was right where that blast was going. So I could see Mel dying. And the mom's still there. So if she dies, the mom's going to freak out. because that's her only child left that we know of.
Yeah, but as she said, the guy that killed her brother wants the rest of them wiped out and has a lot more resources than them.
Right, so is the mom, if Mel dies, is the mom going to stay behind and help Piltover and try to help them? Because I don't know.
She needs the weapons.
Because she needs the weapons. Like, she would stay to get the weapons, and that'd be really the only reason. It'd just be out of convenience for her that she doesn't have a choice. She'd stay and try to get the weapons from Jace. And I could see her, like, using Mel's death as a thing of being like, we need to use the weapons because these people killed my daughter. I just don't know how Mel would survive when a giant rocket is headed straight and she's going to be the first person it impacts.
And you also have to remember Caitlyn's mom's in there too.
Yeah, so there's Caitlyn tied to it, and Caitlyn knows that Caitlyn wanted to kill Jinx. The only reason she didn't was because of Vi. Like, she wanted to kill her. And so Vi's going to be tied up if her mom dies and all that. And Jace I don't think Jace is going to die. I don't think so, because they've laid the groundwork with Victor in this scene that Victor wants Jace to destroy the Hex Core, which will essentially definitely kill him, if not instantly. He's going to die later anyway.
Because you could tell all that is like fused to, you can't even see runes on it anymore.
No, it's like it's tied to his legs and everything. It's pretty much a part of him.
It is like I want to say like almost like an organ that's connected to him, but not.
Yeah, it's separate from him, but he's definitely tied to it. Like, he can't, it's part of him now. And I felt so bad for Victor in this, because, like, the animation of him crying was so sad. It was just, it's linked to him. Yeah. And so, but they set that up with him, and I love the parallel, the callback of him about to jump, and Jace saves him like he saved Jace back in the second episode. Like, I loved that. I was like, oh, that's a good, just wrap around, come full circle. That's what I thought this whole extra episode was going to do. I thought it was just going to come full circle and la-di-da, end of season, chalk it up, simple. Ah, man. For the record, this guy hasn't said 2 words. The Prince Eric guy hasn't said 2 words, but he's one of my favorite side characters. Him and the bodyguard that's forced to watch them, like, canoodle the whole time. I know! I love this poor bodyguard has had to sit there and suffer through, like, all their canoodling. He's like, God, I hate this. And the minute he has to leave, he's like, yes, finally. Like, vindication. And yeah, Mel has such great expressions around her mother. When she drops that pretense of being like the prim and proper council member, she has such great expressions. And if she dies the next season, it's like, I just got to liking her character. In 2 episodes, I liked her character, and now you're going to tell me she's going to die? Thanks, Arcane. Because she's not a playable character in it, is she?
No.
No, of course she's not. I feel like if they're not playable characters from League of Legends, they're not gonna die.
if they're not playable champions, then there's a 50-50 of their survival.
If they are not playable characters, they might be red shirts. We don't know for sure. But God, that makes me so sad, because I really like Mel's character, her design, everything. And the last episode, when we finally get her backstory, her character makes all the sense. And I'm like, wow, Mel, I really like you. And then how does this season end? With a nuke shooting at her. I was like, great. Thanks, Arcane. I hate it.
But it's got a smiley face on it.
The fact that it's shot out of a fishbone bazooka is kind of amazing. I love the design. This whole episode, I love that we touch the face on the painting, and the mom is standing in front of the painting with her, and we see like the ship and everything, and it's like the red matching her clothes, and when she goes back to the painting, Mel's taken the gold paint and just slapped it over it, like ruined the painting. It's great. I love it. So yeah, so the book is Sky's notes, right? That's what she left with him. And then obviously he took the canister of ashes and poured it back where they originally met.
Well, he wasn't sure where she wanted him, so it was the closest place between Piltover and Zaun.
The connection.
Yeah.
And I love this moment where Jace and Victor reconnect and they talk about like their past at the inventing contest. That's like from back in episode 2. That's what I wanted this whole season. And then they went their separate ways. And I love the conversation they have, though, because they're both like, we kind of lost our way. Like, we both spent this whole season trying to, like, do these other things than we set out to do originally, and we figured out the consequences of that, and now we need to... It's like we were really proud. We were Icarus. We flew too close to the sun, and we saw what happened, and
Which
now...
is what Heimerdinger was trying to warn them of
Yep.
the entire time, but they didn't listen, and now they gave him the boot, and now he's with the new favorite student.
Oh my god! Favorite dynamic in the show, I love Heimerdinger and Echo's dynamic, because Echo is so open-minded and kind and freaking cool that he's just like, come on, Heimerdinger, I'll show you my cool... It gave me very Hook vibes, where they go like down, see the Lost Boys, and Heimerdinger's like, what's this, you whippersnappers? Like, and of course, Heimerdinger is this wealth of knowledge. Heimerdinger's this wealth of knowledge, and Echo wants all that knowledge because he wants to learn and make things better down there. So of course he's the perfect student for Heimerdinger, because he's gonna be the ideal student for Heimerdinger to take in. And
he taught Heimerdinger that it's not enough to be safe, that he's got to give them like a reason to live. He's got to give them he's got to show them the progress they could make if they work together.
Yeah.
Not just restrict everything with safety.
That there has to be a little bit of risk involved, too, in order for it to move forward. Yeah, I love their dynamic. We only get, like, 5 minutes of it. But I'm like, if we do season 2, I want to see more. I want to see Jace I want to see Echo, not Jace. I want to see Echo with, like, Heimerdinger on his back, like, flying around. I want to see Echo putting Heimerdinger on the little skateboard, the airboard. It'd be adorable. I need it.
I want to see Heimerdinger with his classic turrets. Because in the game, he can deploy turrets. And
what?
If you're playing against him, you hate the turrets. Oh. If you're playing with him, you love the turrets.
Well, that could be something in season 2 if we're gonna... I feel like you said, with Jinx and the ultimate moves she has from the game, I feel like this season is just setting up all those characters and their weapons, things like that. And then as we move forward in season 2, if you're a League of Legends player, then you'll see all that come to fruition more in the second season, like those players kind of all coming together, maybe. God, I love this scene, though, with Silco. Like, the Finn guy had a cool design. R.I.P. I really thought for a second she killed both Finn and Rennie. I thought she killed both of them. Because I thought she was going to stab the chair. And then, nope. She just sliced him. God. And then I love Silco! His face when the glass cuts in half. Like, he wasn't sure if she, like, hit him or not. He was like that was really close. Like, that was such a good expression from Silco. That was great. I'm gonna miss Silco. I'm sad that he's dead. And he's a League of Legends character, isn't he?
No.
Oh, he's not?
No, Silco isn't.
Oh, damn it! I'm not gonna ask you anymore who is and who isn't League of Legends characters. I thought he was a character. I thought Singe is a character. Okay, Singe, I was like, one of them's a character. Singe is a character. But Silco's not. Well, damn it. Well, that should have been obvious then. Interesting. God, I love her taking Finn's lighter. It's great. Silco, he just like run the gambit of emotions in this episode. And when we get the scene later with him at Vander's statue, like, I loved that. What were you going to say?
And there he is reading the letter from Jace.
It took me a second. I was trying to think the hammer. I was like, that looks like Jace's emblem. And then I always forget his last name in this. I always forget it. I was like, I know it's Jace.
Talos.
Talos, yeah.
He's from the House of Talos.
Okay, that's what it is. Yeah, I was like,
See,
I don't know.
It makes a T.
It's the hammer. It's cute. I love the animation of the scene where Jace and Silco meet. It's beautiful. Like the sunset. It looks like Little Mermaid with the cliffside and everything. I love it. But yeah, I just love their meeting. And when he said that you have to give us Jinx to have peace, I was like, okay, Silco's playing his hand. He's like, you're going to give us this, this, and this. Or we're going to do this war. Like, we're going to meet halfway. And then Jace just plays the Uno reverse card. And he's like, okay, we'll give you this, but we want Jinx. That shouldn't be too hard, right? It's just one person. And it ties back to the beginning.
Where Vander was wanting to take the spy by in them. Only this time, Jace didn't even bother trying to haggle.
No, that's a good point.
Like the past sheriff did.
Yeah.
She was willing to accept it and knew that he had Benzo to watch over for a while. But...
yeah, because it's similar and different. In a similar vein, both Silco and Vander were told that they needed the kids to be given up to secure peace. The difference is, in Vander's case, Vander had built that relationship with Grayson, and it was formed on trust. And Grayson knew that she could trust Vander, and Vander didn't threaten Grayson. Silco threatened Marcus, like, back when he visited his house and everything. Silco didn't have trust with Marcus. He didn't have trust with anybody from Piltover. It was just using them out of convenience. And Jace is like, I'm not going to be used by you, So it's just it's a different circumstance and outcome, but it's the same proposition. So that's a cool tie back around to that. Yeah, and then he's like, if you want peace, that's the price. And Jason's like, well, I'm about to play this card and flip it right back on you. And that's such a moral dilemma for Silco, because all he's wanted his whole life is peace and Zaun to have its own, state as a nation. And he finally has it within reach, but it means he has to give up his daughter. And it's like... And he says he'd never... I think he considers it. I know he said he'd never give her up, but I do think he considers it. Because that's why he's at Vander's statue. He's like, what do I do?
Well, he's also telling Vander that now he understands why he didn't give Vi up back then.
That's true.
Because if he had, that would have solved all the problems.
And now he's faced with the same decision.
And he's now understands how he was in that position.
Mm-hmm. It just sucks for Silco because he didn't build that trust with anyone that he could do that kind of haggling like Vander had. And Vander, it would have worked out if things hadn't gone south. I love Echo and Heimerdinger. It's like such an innocent, wholesome relationship. And Heimerdinger's so in awe of, he's like, you built this all in your brief lifespan? It's like a backhanded compliment. And Echo's just like, yeah.
Well, you have to understand, this is amazing.
Oh, yeah.
They got flying transports. They got a huge tree that makes the area beautiful. Mm-hmm. A community that's thriving by joining together. Mm-hmm. For him, Piltover didn't get to where it is now without 200 years of progress.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah. It's because Echo's awesome. He's freaking cool. I love it. I love the idea of Heimerdinger and Echo becoming friends. And Heimerdinger learning from Echo and Echo learning from him. It's like, it's so wholesome and wonderful. I'm like, it's perfect. So yeah, and then the Vander statue. Oh God, Jinx. Ugh. So she got injected with all the shimmer. Like, she got all the stuff in her. That's why her eyes are that color and everything.
And her passive in the game is every time she attacks, she gets a attack and movement speed buff.
That's why she can go faster in those moments. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, gotcha. But yeah, I loved the Western shootout music with Vi versus Savika. I loved it. It was great. And then
that guy.
Yeah, and this guy, the drunk, and I love Savika's just like, ugh, no. Savika grew on me too. I didn't like her at first at all, the first couple episodes, but she slowly grew on me. I'm like, okay, I get you. I get you as a character. I get what you're about. And then, yeah, the record, like, the typical record scratching moment is, like, when the record comes on. Oh, my God, I love it.
Yeah. Like, why everybody looking at me?
It's not you. Yeah, no. The choreography of this fight scene was so well done. And when she fights Savika and, like, shoots the pool table at her and everything. And, God, it's so good. I love it.
Before going in there, she beat all the chem tanks.
Yeah, and you saw, like, the trail of them left behind. I love it. But Vi girl, like, fighting by herself. I love that Vander, I love, like, the spirit of Vander shows up to give her advice. It's great. Interesting. Yeah, that's a good fight. I really like it a lot. And then, yeah, just the choreography of her taking the drink. Uh-huh. And then I really thought when she threw the sword through the gauntlet, like it had stabbed her arm or whatever, but I guess it missed. I guess it missed when it went all the way through it. Yeah, like right there, I thought it had gone through like her arm, but I guess it just barely missed it. And then she takes it off. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was so good. And there's just a blood on the floor and everything. The animation is so good in this episode. It's been great the whole series, but...
And spits out a tooth.
Yeah, I almost missed the tooth the first time. I was like, girl. And then at the very end, Powder comes in. Like, that part. Like, the jump scares in this episode. I didn't need that. I'm easily scared. I was like, oh, no. No. Not having it all. Yeah, and then takes her Savika's arm off. Yeah, and then all the lights go out, right? Except for the glow of the gauntlets. I love it so much. It's great. Oh. So yeah, this red moon. I thought for a second that Jinx was gonna blow up the moon. It's like when they saw the missile go up, I'm like, would she blow it up? No. Couldn't do it. Thought it was gonna be like a ruby or a soul eater thing. You're just gonna blow up the moon. So God, yeah. So I love Jace finally. What a turnaround! Jace has been on a roller coaster this season of his character. His character's like just gone all over the place, and I love that he basically tells the counselor they're not fit to rule anymore because they're not willing to do what needs to be done. They're just hiding behind their status. I love. He's like, I don't give a shit anymore. It's great.
Well, he had to go down there. There are children working in dangerous chemical labs. There's crime running through that street. I mean, they had to go through the Undercity to get there. Meaning he probably saw all that was happening down there that these guys are just turning a blind eye to, and they're up there talking about wine going to Noxus, and the new drapes have come in for my palace mansion.
I know. It's just... I love how upset they get that he brings up the piece. They get so upset about it, and Jace is like, no. Like, the wine spilling, they're all like, excuse me? Yes, dramatically flinging the paper down.
They need the mines down there. That's how they get the materials. If Zon gets its independence, they can now charge them for those materials. That's true. So that's going to affect trade and everything else there. But it's like, it's, the capitalism versus the right thing to do. It's like, I guess it's, on the one hand, it's like you all treat them like dirt, but then you need them. So, funny that. This whole scene was like Alice in Wonderland. I mean, you know what it reminded me of? And the people watching may have no clue what this is, but it reminded me of There Will Be Brawl. Okay, the scene, if you've never seen There Will Be Brawl, it's Matthew Mercer. It's like the first project he ever did. I watched it in college. It's great. But there's a scene with Kirby where they go through the trophy hall, and there's the Princess Peach trophy at the end. I thought that was going to be Caitlyn. I thought that the tray coming out was going to have her head on it, or like a hand or a body part, or she was going to wheel her out and sit in a spare chair and be like a puppet like the Princess Peach thing was. I was fully expecting this to go macabre and just be the most gruesome thing ever. I was prepared for it, and then thank God. And then she does the joke. She's like, geez, what'd you think I was going to do? I'm like... Not that crazy. Yeah, I'm like, you can't scare me like that. She says, I'm not that crazy, as she has the Milo. And it's just like, and it's not that Jinx is crazy necessarily. Her mental state is just so, like, all her trauma is so insane. And she has, like, the sparklers and everything. And Vi realizes, she's like, it's kind of, she's like, I didn't mean to run away from you, and I didn't want to create this. I was stuck in prison all this time. I couldn't be with you. Oh. And then having Silco there too. Oh my gosh. And then the two chairs, the powder chair and the Jinx chair. And she ends up sitting in the Jinx chair at the end. It's kind of Vi's fault when she was trying to tell her to remember all those people. But she didn't know that those are her demons. Yeah, that was the one thing too. Like you were saying during the reaction, it's like she's like, think of Milo, think of Clagger. I'm like, those are not people she needs to be thinking of. They give her they bring all that trauma back to her. Those are triggers for her. So I'm like, maybe don't bring up when she has like dolls of them setting like a shrine. Maybe don't bring them up. I felt so bad for Silco in this scene too. Because I do genuinely think, I've wondered it all season, but I think at the end of the day, he did love her like a daughter. And he did care for her. And when he tells her at the end that he wouldn't have turned her in. But the question is, so when he had the gun, that's why she shot him, because he had the gun in his hand. I'm like, was he going to aim it at Caitlyn and Vi? You could see the bullet hole next to Vi's head. He was trying to shut her up because she kept bringing up her demons. Oh. He was trying to help Jinx. And she took it when he took the gun that she was aiming it at her, and that's why she shot him. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't see I'll have to look again when we see it in a second. I didn't see the bullet hole. But yeah, this whole scene where she brings out the plate. And she's using the gauntlets for... Oh, she is, and she's drawn all over them. Yeah, she's drawn all over them. I really thought that it was going to be her head. Yeah, I was totally expecting it. I made her a snack. Oh my god, yeah. When she said I made her a snack, I was like, ah. Yeah, because she has that brief flash of her in the bed, like the last time she saw her. Oh my god. Like that's just her, how unpredictable she is. I'm just like, I can't read her. And then she brought her.
Yeah, and she does like the Joker thing. You said Harley Quinn, where she do the smile on the mask. Mm-hmm. And I do love that during all of this, Vi tells Caitlyn, she's like, don't shoot her, she's my sister. Like, don't do it. But to put that choice on her for her to be Powder or Jinx. It's awful. Oh my gosh. Caitlyn's like, what did I do? Yeah, that's such a hard choice, like to shoot Caitlyn and get Powder back. And she's like, no. Oh, and then yeah, the glass breaking in, how Caitlyn gets out. And then I do believe Silco. He says that she's his daughter. And it's so conflicting for Jinx, because it's like on the one hand there's her sister, and then there's her foster father, and they both care about her, but they're both on opposite sides of everything. And it's like, what do you do? And then Caitlyn's not on either of their sides. Yeah, and then God, and they're putting the gun on the table. Well, before she puts the gun on the table, she fires at her, so you know. Oh, gosh. And Silco's just like, Jesus. Yeah, it's just awful. And yeah, so he does fire the gun. And then okay, there we go. It did hit the chair. There we go. Okay, the way that they cut it, I was like, you couldn't, everything just kind of spins, but he did get the chair that Vi was sitting in. And he just missed. And one of the shots missed him, but the other one didn't. And she looks so innocent in that moment. Like, she just looks so like a kid after that. Ugh. Oh.
Yeah, it's right.
And it's right by her head. Okay, so he did aimed the bullet at her to try to kill her.
And Jinx saw that.
And it's so in the weirdest way that she protected her sister in the weirdest way, like inadvertent ways. Like, she did protect Vi in that moment by shooting him, but she didn't know she was protecting Vi in that moment. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's so sad. Ugh.
Then he tells her that she's
perfect.
And he accepted her. She became Jinx. Like she said, Vi created Jinx. He just accepted her. Yeah. And then here comes Vi wanting her to change again.
To go back. Yeah, that is the one thing, is that I think Vi does love her sister, but like you said, Silco accepted her for what she became, and Vi just wanted her to go back to how she was before, like to just revert back to that.
The innocent child that she could protect.
Yeah, that she could, and it's like, that's not how this works anymore. And, and then her saying, "You'll be okay." I really thought for a second that she was gonna aim the gun at herself for a second. I really thought she was. Or she was gonna shoot the chair that said Jinx. I thought that, or she was gonna try to shoot Caitlyn or Vi.
That's more of her choosing for herself. Mm-hmm. She's decided to do as Silco said and throw Powder away. Yeah. She's now embracing that she's Jinx.
Yeah, it made sense. It makes sense now. In the moment right before she sits down in the chair, I was wondering what she was going to do. Oh my gosh. And that transition where she hangs her head, and then Silco, we see his. And she's right. She's like, Vi, you changed too. She's like, we've all changed.
The Vi in the past would never have worked with Caitlyn.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And now here she is, best friends with her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's not necessarily a bad thing that they've changed, but they've changed, so you can't go back to how things used to be. So that's the problem, is that Vi she just wants her to go back, and then her taking the fishbone cannon.
It's fish bones. Fish
bones?
Yeah.
As soon as she looked up at the tower, I'm like, she's gonna aim for where they're sitting. She's gonna aim for them. And Mel taking off the ring, signifying that she's
decided to go against her mother. She's wanting to side with the peace, because if there's peace, then there's no need for Hex Tech weapons.
Mm-hmm. And then, yep. And then she just fires at the thing, and she takes off the ring, and I was like, "Are you kidding me? Are you joking?" And then, yeah, they all start to vote for it. And, oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's Fishbones, and her Gatling gun is named Pow Pow.
Of course it is. Just, I'm a firing my laser, and there it goes.
No, that's
Sabika.
That's a Karthus.
Go.
He's from the Shadow Isles. He's the one that does the firing my laser.
Okay. And then, meanwhile, while all this shit's going down, Heimerdinger and Echo have, like, the record playing, just telling stories.
And you got the clock right there.
And the clock, yeah. So they're having a little kumbaya great time here while these guys are about to kick it. Okay,
second,
yeah.
right?
So, okay. Is this, if it's a spoiler, I don't want to know. Is it something that's going to come up in season 2?
We don't know.
But it could.
It could, because Singh is known for making another champion.
I don't want to know then. I don't want to know. I don't want to be spoiled. Nope. I don't want to be spoiled. Nope. I saw that when we got to him. I was like, okay, he's made something. Something's happening, but I don't, because they're making a season 2. And I thought this was all going to round. I thought it was all going to end. When I told you the other day, I was like, oh, we'll see how this series ends. And you were just like, and you were retreated back into your cave. No, I don't want to know. Something's happening. Because he looks up and sees the thing hanging there. Because you know that's going to come up in season 2. You know it is. You know it is. You laugh over there in the corner. You know it's coming back up. Yeah. And then, oh my god, they all unanimously voted for peace. And the mom's going to be like, well, yeah, and I love that she just ruined the painting with the...
It's kind of like saying that she's rejecting her Noxus part of her and just accepting Piltover.
Mm-hmm. God, and then it's like that red moon, and then the two of them walking out together.
I think it's the Blood Harvest moon.
Is it?
That's what they call a red moon there.
Oh. It's just so sad because, Caitlin knows her mom's up there. And she's screaming because her mom's in that room.
And they're seeing the rocket heading right for her.
Yes. And they're like, well, shit. That's not going to work. That's going to be... And then they transition to her.
And she's looking at that in horror. That she's about to do that. Oh,
my God. So the question is, how in the world... Okay, so going to where this rocket... Oh, my gosh. It just... Oh, my gosh. And then look at him smiling at her, like, from across the table, like, we did it. We won. Ugh.
And then
it's going out the window. And so here's the thing. Yeah, it's aimed right for her. Like, it's... Mel's dead. She did. She did. Oh my gosh. And then the crackling of the mirror and it making the big face, like what we've seen with Powder this whole time. So the question is, because I think I could see Jace turning around to protect Victor, unless Victor somehow can protect them, but I don't know what... I don't see Victor and Jace dying. Everybody else in that room could die for all we know, but I don't see Victor and Jace dying, because they're like two of the main people. But I don't want to... If it's something to do with Victor's power that he's got from the Hex Core, I don't want to be spoiled on it, but I'm just making a prediction. You can agree or disagree. I think that Victor and Jace will live through this blast somehow. And we'll find out in season 2. Do you think that they'll be the only ones that live?
There might be a few more that live. Victor, however, is probably going to be very injured.
Right. Which I wonder if... So there's a good possibility with that if he is injured, would Jace, instead of destroying the Hex Core, try to use it to save Victor more? Because if he knows that it could save Victor, will he try to use it instead of... And it mean he'd go back on his promise, but if Jace is like, I don't want to lose you, so I'm going to use this to save you, sort of thing. Could see that maybe happening. I wish you all could see his face!
I'm just going to say this. Victor's passive in the game is called Hex Core.
Okay. Alright. Okay. That's all I need to know.
And I will also say this for the people in the comments. Glorious Revolution!
Those of you that play League of Legends will understand what that means, and those of you that don't will be in the same boat as me. So.
Or they'll look it up.
Or they'll look it up. I don't want to look things up because I don't want to be spoiled. So, especially, I'm assuming that this came out in winter of last year. So I'm assuming that the winter of this year, it'll probably have season 2. It'll probably be like a year thing, like at the end of the year. So that's not too crazy long. We've waited longer for other things. But yeah, I don't think Jace and Victor are going to die. I worry about Mel. I don't think she's going to make it. I think that's going to spurn because the queen, her mom, the queen of whatever place they're from, the Medarda matriarch, she was not in the room with them. So I think she's going to live and be like gung-ho, going to get revenge.
I can see Jinx at least getting a double kill.
She at least takes 2. I don't think Caitlyn's mom's going to make it. I think that's going to be part of it because that's going to push Caitlyn even more to trying to stop Jinx because now her mom's tied to it. And then now that Silco's gone, it's like, what do we do? Like, how is the Undercity? Finn's out of the way. Silco's gone. There's still Savika, but like your 2 big players have been just kicked out. So
Savika is, as I said, a thug. She's not a leader.
Right. So she's going to try to follow someone.
Yeah, or she's going to try to take over, and it's not going to end well. And it's not
going to work.
And it's all going to go to the Kim Barons.
Which ones are the Kim Barons?
They were the ones around that table.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Which, if it does go to them, for those of you who play, we may get Urgot. I'm really hoping.
I know you, since you play this game, I'm sure that there's a bunch of League of Legends characters that are not in this.
Piltover and Zaun have a lot of characters.
Okay, so there's a ton we've not even met yet.
There are so many. There's one called Zac.
Really?
Zaun, a Morpheus combatant. He is basically a giant slime man.
Of course. I don't know why we should be surprised by this. Well, okay, so that's pretty cool. So there's a lot. So season 2, we just got a few of the characters from the game.
We just got a few characters.
Oh, okay.
We got some of the major names of the cities.
Oh, so we just threw our big cards out first that everybody knows to be like, okay, you know these characters. Here's their thing.
The rest of these came into play when the Kim Barons came in. When Piltover started making more hex tech.
Okay.
So as these cities are evolving, we're probably going to see the introduction of more characters.
So in other words, like with Savika, like you said, she's not really much of a leader. So one of these other characters could come in next season to be like someone to step up from the shadows to take Silco's
Urgot
place.
in particular, he killed a Kim Baron and took their place.
Okay. So this Urgot guy could come in next season and be a player.
And he'd only be in this because he has his bottom half replaced with 6 mechanical spider legs, and he's got a huge ass gun.
Oh yeah, I mean, why not? Why not at this point? Why not? Okay, all right. Well, that's good to know. I feel better about that, knowing there's a lot of characters we haven't even scratched the surface with in League of Legends that could come into this game, the series.
And we saw I think it was an Easter egg of one of them, Twitch. The plague rat.
Oh.
In the first episode where we see the rat get mutated.
Oh. Okay.
Because his whole backstory is he was a rat in Zaun that got mutated by chemicals.
Oh, okay.
And he roams around the sewers with a crossbow.
Oh, okay. That'd be a weird tie back. Huh. I'm still floored that this is how it ends. It's literally on a cliffhanger. It's literally on a cliffhanger. I really thought I was really wondering going into this, I'm like, there seems like we have a lot to cover in 35 minutes to 40 minutes. I was like, I don't see this thing concluding with like a distinct resolution, but I was like, maybe it'll, and it started to seem like it was going to wrap up. I was like, oh, okay. And then, nope. They're going to leave us on that. How dare they?
Well, when we come back in, it's going to start with a bang.
Wah, wah, wah. I will say that this series, I see a lot of influences from other series too, but I really like it for the visual storytelling in this is so cool. Like the animation, the transitions, the symbolism, like everything visual they did, the show not tell. It's so good. The voice acting was really good throughout. Like everybody did a really good job with the voice acting.
This is taking a video game and turning it into a series perfectly.
Yeah, because we joke. It's the big joke that your video game adaptations are not ever. It doesn't make sense, but they took the essence of the characters, I feel, and transported them to this world and made it just grounded enough that they could start to incorporate, like, I think around episode 5 and on, they started to incorporate more. It felt like I was like, oh, that seems like a League of Legends thing. Like, it just, even though I don't play, I could kind of tell it seemed like a video game element. But by that point, you're so used to the world and the characters that it feels like it's just part of it, and it doesn't feel like it's forced.
That it's more natural.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as far as adapting a video game into another medium, this is definitely probably the best one that I've seen. That I mean, it's no Super Mario Brothers movie.
Do not bring up that nuclear fireworks.
No, I have a soft spot. No, it's not that. But yeah,
took a Velociraptor animatronic from Jurassic Park and just put a
Hey,
no,
This Super Mario Brothers came out before Jurassic Park, so you can't blame them for copying from Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park took from them. I'm really excited for season 2. Now I'm hyped. Now I'm like, I see why everybody was all talking about it, like wanting season 2. I was like, okay.
Yeah, especially with that ending.
I know. Would you watch season 2 with me?
Yeah.
Yes, awesome. Oh, well, we should do it to where, because you'd already seen this when we started watching, right? You'd already seen this.
Yeah, so if they do when that season 2 does come out,
we both have to go in blind.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, because, I know I kept looking at you a couple times during your action, and you're like, holding it, and you're like, I know it's coming. And so, yeah, if we watch season 2, we both need to go into it blind, and then that way we both can be surprised. Because, I was on pins and needles in that dang Alice in Wonderland tea party scene. I was thinking that things were going to get a lot more gruesome than it did. I'm glad it didn't, but I was like, I wouldn't put it past this show with Jinx, but oh, this was exciting. I liked this a lot. So, yeah. All right. Any other Easter eggs? Any other things? No? I really like this series a lot. I'm excited for season 2 now, especially since it's a cliffhanger. Like, it's just hyped for the next season. If they do like a trailer or something when it comes out, we'll have to watch that. That'll be fun. But I hope you all enjoyed that. That was a roller coaster. So I'm sad that Arcane is over for now. I'm really sad, but I'm really excited for season 2. Hopefully it comes out later this winter. That would be really great. But in the meantime, I hope you all enjoyed this reaction, our discussion. And if you have any comments down below, just let us know. No spoilers now. I guess there could be spoilers. I don't want any League of Legends spoilers, but I guess as far as the season goes, we can talk about it freely. But in any case, I hope you all have a wonderful week. Please stay safe, take care, and we'll be back for season 2 whenever it airs of Arcane.